This year's midterm election is the first federal election where voters in 2 cities of the U.S. state of Michigan can access Arabic language ballots.
VOA's Kane Farraball has more.
One of the largest and most rapidly growing Muslim and Arab American communities in the United States lives and works in Dearborn, Michigan.
Arabs are almost half of the city.
This Detroit suburb of about 110,000 people is, among other things, home to the Arab American National Museum. The offices of the Arab American News, published by Lebanese-born Osama Siblani, are also found here.
We are the oldest, largest Arab American publication in the country.
From the time Siblani started the weekly bilingual publication in the 1980s,
they meet in the middle, the English and the Arabic.
Covering each election has posed challenges. Many of his readers are recent immigrants and new U.S. citizens and have only started learning English.
I came here in 1976, and I find some difficulty sometimes in writing and reading some of these proposals.
So the polling location is open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Many turn to the Arab American News and other community organizations to understand who and what is on their English language ballots.
Arabic is not a language that's covered by the Voting Rights Act.
University of Michigan political science professor Dale Thompson says ballot access for those not considered one of the protected classes in the version of the landmark Voting Rights Act that Congress amended in 1975 falls to local officials.
It's largely an optional thing that clerks can do if they decide that it serves the voting population well in their particular community.
For decades in Dearborn, despite an overwhelming need for ballots written in Arabic, there was no political will to do it. Until now. In Michigan's August primary election, voters in Dearborn for the first time could access official Arabic language ballots to cast their votes.
The reason is that the culture has changed in the city.
Having our first Arab American mayor, having a council that is more friendly to those kinds of measures, just the general conversation has shifted over time in America.
Mustafa Hammoud was elected to Dearborn City Council in 2021 and soon after drafted legislation providing official translated election materials for any language spoken by more than 5% of the city's population, or about 10,000 people. The measure passed unanimously earlier this year.
And there are states like California that already have implemented things like this. For that step to be taken here in Dearborn, I think it seemed like common sense to me.
Voters in the midterm election can also access Arabic language ballots in Hamtramck, a Detroit suburb with a large Yemeni immigrant population.
I hope to see over time and in the near future that this will be expanded throughout the state of Michigan.
Nadia Alama is a voter outreach program coordinator for the nonprofit organization Asian and Pacific Islander American Vote Michigan. Her parents immigrated from Lebanon and settled in Flint, Michigan, a place where she would like to see access to Arabic language ballots.
It's good for us to have this everywhere.
While the midterm election is not the first in Dearborn to use Arabic language ballots, it could provide the best indication yet of its impact, given the low voter turnout for Michigan's August primary election. Kane Fairbaugh, VOA News, Dearborn, Michigan.